we're joined by our very special guest, Reshma Patel, a renowned consultant dietitian specializing in women's health, longevity and sustainable weight management. Reshma leads a bespoke nutrition practice at a wellness clinic in Harrods, London, and now serves clients globally, including in Dubai.
We'll be discussing a hot topic in health right now, weight loss injections, and how they compare to the traditional diets. So, Reshma will help us understand the science, benefits, and the potential risk on how to approach weight management in a balanced, sustainable way. So,
let's give her a warm welcome. Assalamu alaikum, Reshma.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being here today. We're very excited. We have a lot of questions for you, and so yeah, let's crack on and let's find out what is all of this weight loss fuss about. Well, obviously,
and before that, let me just ask a little bit about you, Reshma. Let's stay.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become the dietitian global?
So I did nutrition at university, and if you ask me why I did nutrition, it was simply because I couldn't get the grades to do medicine. So I had to do something else, and nutrition was perfect.
But that's
Another approach.
An honest answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I've loved nutrition from a very young age. So when I found out nutrition can impact all our disease states, and especially as South Asians, we have so many diabetes, cardiovascular disease. Nutrition plays an integral role in managing these disease states alongside everything else. So in my head, I was like, I can make a difference, and I can make a difference to my community more than anyone else to start with. You know, my own family, our own eating habits.
We're very prone to type 2 diabetes and type 1
100%.
diabetes, that's it.
Type 2, just because our genetic makeup. So we are predispositioned to getting type 2 diabetes. We now see we're getting it earlier and earlier. So before, when it was like in the 60s and 70s, it's now hitting as young as in your teens, early 30s.
Early
We've already
30s,
got it.
yeah, hands up.
So it does make a
hands up as
difference.
well. Unfortunately, joined that club. But yes, it's happening a lot sooner. It's happening at a more early age.
Yeah.
But that is because the food has changed. You know, what we used to, I'm not saying what we were having, and I'm not being ungrateful either, but growing up, we were still having better food quality food than we are having now. And as obviously as time's gone on and the population's increased and so what is going on, it's affected in the way we look at food and our relationship. And you know, when people say things like, it's like a trend, oh, I'm a foodie, and they're overeating, overindulging, and it's just become, food is fuel.
It is.
Ultimately, and that's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to eat to fuel your body, to nourish yourself, to live a fully fledged life. It's not the focus of our life, but it's to make the mechanics of our body and for us to function. But life has become about food.
Indulgence.
Yeah, food is joyful as well, like in our community.
Yeah, it
we seem
is.
to
It
have
is
a lot
joyful.
of, you know,
Everything's in
together,
proportion.
families.
Yeah, it brings people together.
Like having a dessert at the end of the meal. I always say it's a sunnah, so I'll just do it.
Yeah. Having a sweet dish is a sunnah.
So now,
But this much talked about, this weight loss injections.
Yeah.
And we don't have enough time or enough emphasis over it.
Yes.
And I'm interested to know. We all have got questions. I believe our audiences also have these questions in there.
Because it seems like an easy way out and a route where, you know, a lot of the young people were now not that I'm saying they should struggle and go through what we have, but, you know, they may not, they'll just look at it like an easy route. Oh, okay, I've gained a bit of weight, I'll just go get some injections or something. Is it that simple?
I think, firstly, weight loss injections are a toolkit. They are alongside diet, alongside exercise, alongside drugs that people must be taking to help manage, for example, diabetes or any heart conditions, blood pressure, cholesterol. This is another add-on to that toolkit that we have to manage somebody. Is it easy? It's easy to administer. It's an injection once a week. The side effects are gastro-related. So, you know, if you don't feel side effects, I'd be worried, because we are changing the way the mechanism is working. Yes. So you should feel side effects.
Yeah, some people do say they feel nausea.
Yeah, nausea, constipation, some get diarrhea, stomach upset. These are common symptoms, and we'd expect for you to feel them if the drugs are actually working and taking effect. So is it easy? I would say it is.
Is this through your GP practice?
Yes.
Or easy, or going over the counter yourself?
So there's two ways of getting these medications. And if we go down the NHS route, it's very, very strict. There's a criteria. Now, for Asians, it's our BMI cutoff is lower because we're more prone to the disease, because we already have pre-existing conditions. It's easily accessible for us to get the medication. You know, BMIs are about 32.5 with other comorbidities like diabetes being one of the most important ones. You know, your blood pressure being out, if you've got metabolic syndrome, you will be eligible to have weight loss injections on the NHS. So that's going to your GP and speaking to them and getting in the system to say, look, my weight is a concern. It's affecting other aspects of my life. I would like to start the conversation. If you go privately, it's slightly different because you still have to have the criteria, but there will be GPs, doctors, other health professionals that will override that criteria by looking at you as an individual and saying,
Maybe
okay.
Yeah, I tried my luck, and you know, with people like Reshma there, she would straight on my face, guys. So I hit the gym more often. That's it. That's what you need. You don't need it.
Yeah.
So I know
But
I like the honest
if it
advice.
costs more to have a personal trainer than to have these injections. You know.
Possibly. So the reality is, even if you're on the injections, you need the training, you need the food. It has to happen together because it is dangerous if you're just taking the injections on their own. These injections suppress your appetite. So they're a hormone, glucagon-like peptide. So that we just say GLP-1.
Yeah.
They are mimicking what your body actually does naturally, but with a bit more force. So the hormones are produced in your body naturally. We're now giving you that hormone to suppress your appetite.
We're putting a National Guard on them, actually. Let's say it.
Something like that, yes. They suppress your appetite. You end up eating less, so you lose the weight. But that weight can be from your muscle. It can be from your fat. And every client I've seen is losing muscle mass.
So how would it compare to, like, you know, the traditional diet plans?
Yes.
Like, you know, we've got the traditional diet, intermittent fasting, milkshake diets, and this and that, the other that is available in the market.
Yeah.
A lot of people have taken part in the research and been using it.
Yeah.
It's effective. So how is it in comparison to these two?
So what this is, the diet-wise, you are controlling it. So it's still calorie controlled, but you have to then take less calories. The injections-wise, it's a pharmacological intervention.
Okay.
You are forced to do it. You know, you naturally don't feel hungry. Whereas here, I'm telling you, Mevish, you need to have, you know, 1,400 calories. You could easily have 1,500 if your body wanted it, if your mind wanted it.
Yeah.
Once I get you on the injections, even if you wanted it, you wouldn't be able to do it. You're forced into the loss.
Wow. It's like shutting the brain cells to think about food
It is
completely.
exactly
Do people
that.
get dietitian support and all of that with if they're going to be taking these injections? Do they get that support? Because obviously it's all well and fine getting results, but are they aware that when they stop, then they're going to have those same problems?
100%. So the answer is no, they don't get the support. Now, ideally, we'd want someone to have been in the system of the Tier 3 weight management service before they got onto injections. In that way, we know they've had the education, they've had the physical activity, and now we want to add on one more thing. So we're not stopping this intervention, we're carrying it on. But the reality is, if you went to your GP and you've bypassed that system, they administer the injection, and the chances are you won't see a physical activity specialist, and you definitely won't be seeing a dietitian in time. You'll be in the system, you'll get triaged, but the chances are you're already on this medication. The damage is already being done.
So who are these level 3 professionals that, like, would you qualify as one? My question is like...
So the Tier 3 weight management service is also postcode lottery. So it's some areas do it, some areas don't have the service available.
Oh my
so just if you live in the area...
See, this is what we were missing.
Wars. It's like, you know, it's a postcode lottery. It's like postcode wars. You know, in certain areas. You know,
it's like grammar schools when you're booking in, and like certain schools have got it, certain postcodes have got it.
Is there long-term effects that are bad?
We say there are effects of taking weight management medication in general, okay? Ideally, the risk should outweigh the benefit for you. So you're already struggling with your diabetes control, you're en route to getting cardiovascular disease. So taking this would actually improve the quality of one's life. So if you're taking it short term, there is a huge risk, and that will be your risk. If it's long-term medical management, I'm all for weight loss injections.
Oh, I thought it would have been the other way around. You would have, pushed for like a shorter term rather than longer term.
So with short term, ideally, if we're talking about the right BMIs over 35.2, this isn't a short term intervention. It has to be long term, because you're not going to get down to a safe BMI in a short period of time.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, why? I mean, obviously, this is a popular thing, but if we go back to faith and religion, and in Islam, we are supposed to fast. Well, we're not supposed to. It's recommended for us to fast the Sunnah fast, which is today, Thursday, Mondays and Thursdays, and it has immense benefit of resetting ourselves. But I think if you're actively looking to lose weight and try to, I mean, obviously I'm not a GP or a doctor, but I've talking from my own experience. If you are trying to lose weight, if they do it every other day, it has you do suppress your appetite, and you do get in a better routine with your food, and it does help. Yeah. And
but
it's a slower
process.
To do it.
No, but it's a slower process,
no,
like intermittent fasting.
I think
so.
But
the question is, some people, like generally, we might be able to, suppress because we go through that process of fasting for a month. But what happens after that 1 month?
No,
I've seen a crash just on the day, on Eid day.
Yeah.
We've got like from savouries to desserts.
Yeah.
So we've suppressed the system, and then we suddenly open it up. So, taking it back, like, I understand.
No, I'm saying use the Ramadan as a tip. Like, as your, not tip, your
starting point.
Your starter point, right? Because everyone's doing it. It's there's a blessing in it. It's more easier to do it, right? Use that month as a way to start you up, and then you have Eid. You have to break your fast. You have to be part of the celebration, and give yourself about 3 days. After that, get back on the fasting.
Yep.
Get back on the fasting, and don't do more than the Sunnah fast. I think do it every other day.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent fasting.
So even intermittent fasting, ultimately what you're doing is reducing your calories in a controlled way. And intermittent fasting is fantastic. We've got great studies on it, and we know that if you go, for 16/8, for example, so you're doing a long
17.
fast, whichever works for you. Your body's got the time to do the work it needs to do efficient weight management. So it is good. And these are all the things we should start off with.
You kind of avoid yourself from it. But my question is now, like, what are the common misconceptions that you come across amongst, our community? For example, the minority, South Asian community or Asian community, when they approach you. What are the common misconceptions that you have come across regarding both the diet, like the traditional one?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is education around our diet, okay? So women always seem to think, in particular, that they need to stop eating the traditional diet for them to successfully lose weight. And it's not about stopping anything. You can continue with exactly the foods that you are eating if you can, one, control the portion of them, and to change a little bit on how we are cooking certain foods. So you will get a calorie deficit. Ideally, you just want to get a calorie deficit. We still want you to eat a full plate of food.
I'm going to pause you there. What is a calorie deficit? Because some people don't understand that little.
So calorie deficit is when you are not losing weight, it's because the energy coming in is the same as the energy going out. So you are balanced. So the way you are working out, the way you are eating, you're giving yourself a balance, your weight stays balanced. If you tip that balance, so the energy coming in is too much, the energy going out is not enough, you will start to gain weight. We want to do it the opposite way. Everything coming in has to be in proportion, so the expenditure is higher, the energy coming out is higher, and you are losing weight if you need to lose weight. You cannot outrun your calories. I don't care how much exercise we are doing. What is so important is what's going into our mouth, what is on our plate. Doing the exercise is fantastic for helping blood sugar regulation, your mental health, your muscles and your joints, your body is moving, fabulous. But from weight management, for me, the most important thing is what's on that plate.
So, in short, eat less, move more.
Yes.
It's the Sunnah way as well.
But Shaz, eat the right foods, because you could be eating less. Say we said, usually I have 3 samosa and today I had 2. That's less. But from calories, it's not.
I mean, I like to do a lot roasting, a lot of vegetables. You can't overdo it. You can't overdo it on the vegetables.
You can't.
And it's delicious.
Yeah.
Roast them, eat them.
With our masalas and
what
our
about desi
spices.
food? What about people who are use traditional ways of how would we change if I'm eating,
Greasy
lentil and
paranthas.
rice,
Yep.
and we've got those chicken curries or lamb
Okay.
curries. So how do we approach differently on those ones?
So we
Rich
think-
foods, I would say.
We think about food groups.
Yeah.
Which one is your protein? So your lentils and the chicken is going to fall into the protein.
Proteins, yes.
Which one is the carb? The carbohydrates are your rice.
Yes.
We still have a food group missing, and that's the fruit and veg section.
So we put in the
So
salad
we
in
add
there.
a bit of salad, and this can be like a chaat salad. It can be, we can do it the way we
Yes.
want to. It doesn't have to just be, black and white and things we
Just
don't
the
enjoy.
cucumber and the onions
it can
and
be
the
a proper
tomatoes.
salad.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can add that. Also, we want to increase the protein. So we'd add some natural Greek yogurt, for example, to that. So just make a raita, for example, and
Amazing.
add that into it. Now that plate becomes a bit more balanced. It's not just rice and sabzi and a curry. You're adding the extra bits to it. And when you add the extra, you'll naturally reduce the portion of everything else.
See, I find that harder to do. I feel like it's either you have this this food. That would probably be the better way, the way you're explaining it. But I feel like, have a day where you have your desi food and everything, but then the next day, just have something different where you have more of the vegetables and, more lighter food.
But it's
and
household to household.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying, I understand. My household is the same. They can't eat desi food. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
once a
No, I
week
know.
option for desi food that is being
Yeah,
cooked,
yeah.
or a rice dish that is cooked on the table. And now, if it's boiled rice, we prefer to boil it, pre-boil it, put in the
Yes.
fridge. So the
Then have
starch
it the next
content
day.
goes
Exactly.
down, and like the Chinese way, like we take it out the next day and we
Yeah.
use it. Then we eat
And
it.
even with rice, don't have plain rice. Add chickpeas, edamame, mixed vegetables. So
Oh,
you
amazing.
always have a mixed rice. In that way, you've secretly added a bit more
Protein
if
in
the protein, it could be a bit more of the veg into it, and the balance becomes better. I do agree. I like what you're saying, but I don't want you to separate yourself from your family.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be doing something
No,
different.
I try to include them in that.
Everyone,
because
yeah.
I'm thinking that they also need to make this habit from early.
Yes.
So, because when you have those kind of foods that are high in carbs and,
Yeah.
they are very delicious, it's harder to mix it with good stuff, healthy stuff. You just want to have that. You just want to have that.
Even in the morning,
Well,
it's so traditional.
what we've heard sometimes when you boil certain vegetables and fruits, they lose their
They
nutrition.
lose the nutrients, but I also just feel like they're tasteless. Which is
It
why I
is.
say roast them.
Roasting is better. If you're boiling anything, use that water back up in your sabzi, in your curries. Use the water. We're always going to add it. The nutrients are in the water.
Amazing.
Reuse the water. Make a gravy out of it. Make something out of that water.
That's a handy tip. I've never thought
Yeah.
about it that
So
way.
you can boil. And with us, we should have no issues. We have all the masalas, all the seasoning, culturally, that we're used to using. Use it.
I think we're getting the free Harrods advice right now here, sitting
it's
down,
great.
and I'm tweaking my dinner plan as we are talking.
Yeah.
Okay,
But I
salad.
definitely don't feel that boiling is well. I definitely think roasting, it just tastes so much better.
Yeah.
Just don't. Roasting
I
it. and
can't make a
you-
roast every day. Trust me, it's once
It's
a
so
week dish.
easy. All you got to do is wash everything.
No, but the kids
marinate
get,
it, put it in
my
the oven.
problem is having, I came across this quote. It's like, if you want to raise the future generation healthy,
Yeah.
educated, you need to change yourself. You
Yes.
need to exercise so your children see you doing the exercise
Yes.
and they're motivated by
Yeah.
it. You need to change your eating habits
Yeah.
so they mimic. They are like the
Yeah.
proper magpies. They will magpie
Yeah.
the way they eat food.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
see
but that's
food.
like, it's like what Mufti Meg
And-
says, isn't it? Don't expect the children to. Don't tell them what to do.
Show
them what to do.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
They have to
I
be-
mean,
they
little
have to be the ones.
changes. When people come across diet, I've come across a lot of friends when some households, like my own extended family, they would cook a curry every day.
Yeah.
They would have their chapati or rice with a curry dish or a sabzi dish and, veg or things like that. And they will cook it. They won't roast it. So roast dinners is like once or twice, and probably they'll order in. Again, that's
Yeah.
processed food.
Yeah.
So things like that. If that's the mindset that's been set and they like it,
Yeah.
and those little changes like having the salad and
And the
reducing
raita,
that
yeah.
portion size, it would automatically be more effective, those little tips. And I think they can probably see that, and
Yeah.
a little bit fasting in between.
Fasting, but also just changing how we're cooking, reducing the oil content, instead of using yogurt to make creamier dishes, because we love creamier curries. So using yogurt, using more tomato-based dishes. If you're having a chicken curry, just adding a bit of chickpea to that, adding a bit of spinach, or doing chickpea and spinach on the side and having chicken. It makes it wholesome.
100%. And I think also just rather than excluding ourselves, I think definitely get the whole family involved.
Yeah.
And you said about the whole showing them exercise. I've started getting my family to do exercise with me. And actually they've been really encouraging me to go gym with them. So we have a whole family, everybody at the gym together.
It has to be a family approach, because who is the person that's doing the cooking? So if I ever see a male client, for example, and his wife is doing the cooking, I almost don't need to see him. I need to see his wife, because she's the one who's leading the plate. She's the one who's doing it.
And she might get the more advantages. She might just incorporate everything, and she might lose more weight than him.
Totally. But having them both on board is important. And also for us culturally, to tell the women to cook differently, it's their sole purpose for some women. It's what they love doing. It's it brings a family together. It's hard for them to say, but I only know this way of doing it, and I don't want to destroy everyone's palate because one person needs a change. But the reality is all of us need that change.
Yeah. Now, since time is short, I'm going to ask this thing, there are people who are taking weight loss medication and the injections. So
what's the medication?
We do have medications like Orlistat, for example, which is an oral supplement that you take, and it just, it inhibits fat absorption. So you're actually just excreting the fat. Oily poo.
There's a topic for another day. That's a topic for another day. But are there any side effects to these things, especially the injections? Because even though the price has spiked, we still see people buying it, like months of supplies and things like that. Are there any...
Always, all medication will come with a list of side effects, and weight loss injections are no exception to that rule. From acute pancreatitis going all the way down to GI symptoms, changes in your blood sugar levels, be it hypos if you're on insulin. There are lots of side effects, and the side effects are managed by your team. This is not for the individual to deal with, it's for your team to, one, highlight what the potential side effects are, and two, the management of the side effects.
So I think the viewers have got it now. So if you are thinking about weight loss injections,
you have
to have an expert behind you. I know I've got an expert now. Reshma is here.
Otherwise, you're going to have to go to Harrods to book an appointment with the restaurant.
Else, because you cannot do that leap of faith and just walk on it and try to think it's a magic wonder drug and nothing bad can happen to you. So you're right on saying that, because I've seen a lot of people just approach it directly and they've self-assessed themselves. They don't know the side effects, and what if it kicks in your public where you're on train or something like that. I don't know how would I react to situations like that, because it's knowing that what do I need to eat, what time do I need to eat, along with taking that medication. So rightly said, Reshma, we're nearing out to the end of this segment. We would want to have you again soon.
But before that, where could we get more information if we wanted to get information online and stuff?
You can go to thedietitian.com. You can see what programs I have. You can see me anywhere. But also using reputable sites like the NHS website in particular to get real, clean-cut, black and white information. Like what is the guidelines? What is your position as an ethnic minority? How do you fit into this? Use validated tools. Not your friends, not your family, not the neighbour, not the hairdresser.
Not the Instagram influencers.
Not TikTok. None of that, unless you're looking at registered professional accounts where the authority is there to get the information.
Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Reshma, for sharing your expert insights today. It is clear that whether we're looking at innovative solutions like weight loss injections or sticking to a traditional diet, the key is understanding what truly supports our health and well-being.